Hi, so this is a random, possibly quick, possibly lengthy rambling video regarding essentially prep brain. So I am currently prepping for my first ever bodybuilding show in September. I'm currently 25 weeks into what would be a 32-week prep. Firstly, I'd never recommend anyone do a prep for that long. It's unnecessary, and if planned out properly would not need to be done. This never started off as a prep for a show. About 25 weeks ago I started to do a little mini cut just to get rid of some of the fluff that had been built up during an off season, with the intention being to then reset and continue with an off season. But 12 weeks into that, my body was responding well. A couple of people started asking if I was getting ready for a show, and I thought, you know what, why not, let's go for it. I was already in the zone of dieting and was in the rhythm of it, so I was like, let's just keep powering through. Looked at doing some shows in July, which would have been about this 20 to 22 week dieting mark. Life and various events kind of prevented me from being able to go for those earlier shows, and then it ended up being 21st of September when the show came around that I was going to be able to do, which meant it was a 32-week prep. Very, very long prep, very, very rough. The first 20 to 24 weeks weren't horrendous as such. Usuals, feeling a little bit hungry, a little bit tired, some days feeling a little bit worse than others. Body dysmorphia kicking in a little bit here and there, but nothing that taking a day of rest and having a little bit of higher carbohydrates for a couple of days didn't remedy and put right. But this last, I suppose, 5 to 7 days, so we'll say the last week for argument's sake, it's like hitting a physical and mental brick wall. It's rough. It's body fat levels get to a point where everything starts to ache almost 24/7. It's like an aching, it's like a restless legs feeling, but almost everywhere. Comes with being on a diet for that long and being in a calorie deficit for like the time. It's kind of part of it. Another reason why I wouldn't do a prep for this long. Also, mentally, it's draining at this point. These last few days, I tried to do a refeed day to kind of recharge my body. Not gonna lie, a refeed day became an uncontrollable refeed binge for about 48 hours, consuming Domino's, McDonald's, and every muffin and flapjack I could pretty much get my hands on. As a result, I didn't get the benefit from a refeed of feeling refilled and recharged. I just felt like crap because I'd spilled over. My digestive system was wrecked because I hadn't had those sort of foods. It wasn't good. I gained nothing from it, which then in turn mentally made things worse because I looked, or felt like I looked like crap in the mirror as well, which then messed with your head thinking that like 25 weeks of work has just been undone in a 48-hour window of what our class has been mentally weak on a diet. I know it probably is not that, but it's just the way your head goes with it. Hindsight, genuinely wouldn't prep for this long. Would take my time. So anyone looking at doing a show for the first time, I would genuinely say, be aware these days can come as part of prep, and plan out a prep for maybe 16 to 24 weeks max, just so you're not in as big a deficit for such a long time where it does start to mess with your head. You're going to hit a point when you get down to low body fat where it's going to be difficult, and that's fine, it's part of the parcel. But going for this long, it just starts to spill over too much and becomes very difficult. Fortunately, I have done a couple of days now of back to basics, plain chicken, plain rice cakes, plain oats, just food that I know digests well for me, worked for the first 20 to 24 weeks of the diet, just to get everything back to baseline. I'm accepting that I'm going to feel tired and going to have a little bit less energy and be hungry. I don't mind that. I just need to kind of keep it basic and plain so that it's simple, not overcomplicated, and just autopilot the rest of this now. Yeah, not really much purpose this video other than to kind of, I suppose, raise a little bit of awareness for anyone thinking about doing the prep as to what might come. And I suppose it's holding myself a little bit accountable, saying, you know what, I had a blip in prep, but these things happen. Yeah, take what you want from the video. See you later, peoples.